Hello, hello. I am back. I was not here for a week. It is so exciting to be back with MH set practice. So many of you are writing MH set very soon. And we are bringing you amazing quizzes. Hey, talk about quizzes. YouTubers, did you know we have a quiz series going on for NTNet, and over that, we have started a PYQ explanation course. It is an amazing course where you can read all the explanations and get ready for various exams. If you are interested, you should join. It will be a lifetime asset. It will help you in all different exams. Okay, Ankita, are you ready for the questions?
Yes, yeah.
Ankita is here with us today, as usual. Ankita, you have to share the screen.
Oh,
I
okay,
will.
okay. I will share.
My computer has a problem. It is not showing the PPTs.
Okay.
Okay.
I-
First slide.
Okay, so we are starting. Okay, so here we have our first question.
Who introduced the dramatic theory of alienation effect in drama? Who introduced alienation effect? Is it August Strindberg, Bertolt Brecht, Franz Kafka, or Antonin Artaud? Ankita, Strindberg is associated with expressionism. I don't think it is Strindberg. Franz Kafka did not write any plays, did he?
Yes.
Antonin Artaud is associated with, let
Theater
me
of
think, it
Cruelty.
is Theater of Cruelty. He wrote the book Theater and it's double. So, alienation effect. Is it Bertolt Brecht, Ankita?
Yes, it is Bertolt Brecht.
Talk about it.
Yes. So this alienation effect, it's like a strategy which was employed by Bertolt Brecht in his dramatic works. And this is a strategy which creates a critical distance between a particular dramatic piece and the audience, where the audience is reminded time and again not to identify with the characters, not to identify with the drama itself, so that they can critically examine a particular piece of work. And that's why alienation effect. An alienation effect is created between a particular dramatic piece and the audience to enable critical examination on the part of the audience.
That means there should be a distance between the audience and the stage. The audience should not be emotionally involved with the action on stage. Very good. Okay, Ankita, next question. Which of the following is not included in the group? Which of the following poets is not included in the group of metaphysical poets? Oh, it is a PYQ from 2020. Abraham Cowley, John Donne, John Cleveland, or Edmund Spencer? Who is not a metaphysical poet? I think Abraham Cowley definitely is a metaphysical poet. John Donne inspired the metaphysical poet, so he's also part of the group. John Cleveland is a metaphysical poet, I think, but Edmund Spencer, nahi. Am I right, Ankita?
Yes, Edmund Spencer was a university wit. Sorry. Edmund Spencer was a contemporary of Shakespeare. He wrote many popular works like The Fairy Queen, then A View of the Present State of Ireland. So So he was a contemporary of Shakespeare. He was not a metaphysical poet.
Yeah, metaphysical poets were important poets of the 17th century. But Edmund Spencer died in the beginning of the 17th century. Sorry, 16th century. He died in 1599. He died at the beginning of the 17th century. He did not live into the 17th century. He died in the 16th century. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Ankita. Next.
Next.
Identify the correct sequence of research steps. Selection of a topic. Okay. Review of literature. Okay. Data collection. No. How can you do review of literature before data collection? Isn't that wrong?
Hmm.
You have to do data collection and then review of literature, right?
Okay. Huh. I
And
think
then interpretation of findings.
yes.
Maybe it is C.
Okay. I myself got confused with so many options.
Hota hai. You know, when we ourselves go wrong, it gives
Uh,
our YouTube babies confidence.
True. Very true. There were so many similar. So yeah, it's
No,
option
it
C.
is C, C,
Uh,
C. Should not be A, it should be
hmm.
C.
C.
It should
Okay.
be data collection and then review of literature.
Review.
Okay. Who is famous for his work on ancient Indian scriptures? Is it Shashi Tharoor, Devdutt Patnaik, Nikesh Shukla, or P.K. Balakrishnan? What do you think, you two babies? I'm confused. What is the answer, Ankita? You have to help us, me and you two babies.
So here the answer is Devdutt Pattanayak. So Devdutt Pattanayak, we all know he's a very famous mythologist and writer, and he lives in Mumbai. So he's also a speaker and illustrator, and most of his works deal with Hindu sacred lore, legends, folklore, fables, and parables. And most of his fiction that we see, they largely focus on the areas of religion, mythology, and management. Some of his very famous works are Myth, Mithya, a handbook of Hindu mythology, then Jaya, an illustrated retelling of Mahabharata, then Sita, an illustrated retelling of the Ramayana. These are some of his very popular works.
And he has also come out as a gay writer. And if you go to any bookshop, you will see all the bookshops full of his books. So many books he has written. Yes. So it is Devdutt Patnaik. Very
Okay.
good. Next question, Ankita.
Hmm.
The novel Rites of Passage is written by, it is a Booker Prize winning novel, isn't it? And it's part of a trilogy, isn't it? C trilogy, I think. Rites of Passage, Fire, Close Quarters, and Fire Down Below.
Down below.
Is it John Fowles, J.G. Ballard, William Golding, or E.M. Foster? Ta-da-da! I think it is William Golding, Rites of Passage, winner of the Booker Prize. All right. William Golding started his career with Lord of the Flies, isn't it, Ankita?
Yes. His most famous work was his debut novel, Lord of the Flies, which was published in 1954. And then he was awarded the Booker Prize for Rites of Passage. And it was the first novel in what became his C trilogy, which consisted of two other novels, that is To the Ends and Fire, To the Ends of the Earth and The Fire Down Below.
Oh, no, To the Ends of the Earth trilogy. That is the name of the trilogy.
Sorry.
Close Quarters and Fire Down Below.
Down
Those
Below.
are the two other novels. And William Golding also won the Nobel Prize.
In 1983.
Right. Okay. Next, please. The essential quality or qualities of a researcher is or are systematization or theorizing of knowledge, systematization or theorizing of knowledge, spirit of free inquiry, reliance on observation and evidence, all of the above. Is it all of the above?
Yes, it seems so. Like a researcher should have these qualities to, produce a research work.
Right. So I guess we'll go with all of the above. Okay, good. Next one. The prose work, The Marriage of Heaven and Hell, is written by which of the following poets? William Blake, William Wordsworth, Walter Scott, and Charles Lamb. The Marriage of Heaven and Hell. You two babies, you know that is where you have the phrase, Milton is a devil's party without knowing it. Ankita, who is that?
Yes. So this work was written by William Blake. So it's a book by Blake, and it's a series of texts which have been written in the imitation of biblical prophecy, and they express Blake's own intensely personal, romantic, and revolutionary beliefs. So he was quite a revolutionary and a radical poet, and many and most of his works actually express that radical sympathies that he had. So this is one of his most famous works, and do look up the other poems of Blake. They're very important for any exam you take. Very important poems.
Very good. Thank you, Ankita. Next question, please. Structure, Sign, and Play in the Discourse of the Human Sciences was a paper presented by Dash in 1966 at Johns Hopkins University in the USA. Is it Michel Foucault, Roland Barthes, Jacques Derrida, or Jacques Lacan? Structure, Sign, and Play in the Discourse of the Human Sciences. It inaugurated post-structuralism. Who is it by, Ankita?
Okay, so this paper was presented by Jacques Derrida in 1966.
At a conference called Language and the Human Sciences, I think. Okay. Thank you. Next, please. Who is the hero of R.K. Narayan's The Financial Expert? Raju Krishna Chandran Margaya. In The Financial Expert, there is a man sitting under a banyan tree and advising people about what to do with their money, how to get money from the bank, etc. And he does not bring up his son Balu correctly. Balu becomes bigad gaya, spoiled. Who is the protagonist? I think it is Margaya.
Absolutely. Here, protagonist is Margaya, and he sits under that tree, banyan tree, and he gives advices to everyone regarding, financial matters. He's a man of many aspirations, and this novel delves into some of, to some level of psychological analysis of this character. The Financial Expert tells the story of the rise and also the fall of Margaya, how he also flourishes and also his downfall.
Right. Wonderful. Thank you, Ankita. Next question, please. Who is the heroine of Girish Karnad's play Hayavadana? Nalini, Radha, Padmini, Shalini, Kalyani. Kalyani bhi bol diya. Who is it? Nalini, Radha, Padmini. Padmini is the answer.
Yes.
Padmini is married by Kapila and Devadatta and loved by Kapila. Right. That everybody knows.
This play has 2 acts, and the plot is based on Thomas Mann's retelling of transposed heads. So please remember, this play has 2 acts, because in one paper of any set exam I saw, they asked how many acts are there in this play. So please remember, this play has 2 acts. Be very careful about these minute details. The setting, how many acts are there, the names of the major characters, the original source from which a particular plot has been derived. These minute details are very important. Okay. Next
and it
question.
is also taken from a story in Katha Sarit Sagara. Guys, our TRB assistant professor exam course is a big hit. Because there are so many people have joined. They are studying really well. I'm sure all of them are going to pass. And also, we are giving them lots of quizzes starting very soon. And also, we are evaluating their descriptive answers. We have a Vallath answer evaluation sheet. Using that, we are evaluating their answers, giving them points, improving their writing. It's going really, really well. So there are already 5,000 assistant professors who studied at Vallath, who are teaching in various colleges in India. To that, in Tamil Nadu, we are going to get another 100, 200 professors. If you want, you can join. The admission is still on. Okay. Ankita?
Yeah.
The subtitle of Thomas Nash's The Unfortunate Traveller is The Life of Jack Wilton, Dido, the Queen of Carthage, Summer's Last Will and Testament, Lenten Stuff. The Unfortunate Traveller, Dido, Queen of Carthage. Is that the answer, Ankita?
Yes. Oh, The Life of
Ah,
Jack Wilton. The Life of Jack Wilton.
the
Okay.
Unfortunate Traveler, The Life of Jack Wilton. Tell us more,
Huh.
Ankita.
So this is the full title, The Unfortunate Traveler or the Life of Jack Wilton. It's a picaresque novel by Thomas Nash, first published in 1594, and it's set during the reign of Henry VIII of England. And in this adventurous and episodic work, Thomas Nash's protagonist, Jack Wilton, so he is the major hero here. He navigates 16th century Europe, engaging with historical events. And a very interesting fact is the story sees Jack swindle at a military camp. He witnesses a massacre in Munster and he travels with our Surrey, Henry Howard, Earl of Surrey. So, Surrey is also a character in this work.
Wow. The man who started blank verse in English literature.
Yes.
Great. Okay, next question. Which poem opens with the line, "For God's sake, hold your tongue and let me love"? Is it a valediction forbidding mourning? Is it the canonization? Is it the ecstasy? Is it Twickenham Garden? Maybe they are, the lover and his beloved are in Twickenham Garden. Maybe that is the answer. Is it?
No, no. Here the option is, answer is option B. I think somehow the highlight didn't work.
No
Here
problem.
the answer is option B.
The canonization. The answer is the canonization. Okay, that's good. I knew it. I was just pretending. All my YouTube babies also know. Okay. The Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam was rendered into English poetry by William Cooper, Matthew Arnold, Stephen Spender, Edward Fitzgerald. Is it Edward Fitzgerald, Ankita?
Yes, it is Edward Fitzgerald who translated Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam into
And
English.
yes, and he was a Victorian writer. Edward Fitzgerald was a friend of Tennyson. Okay, next.
Huh.
Which one of the following novels is a part of Lawrence Durrell's Avignon Quintet? Quintet has 5 novels. Clea, Sebastian, Mount Olive, Balthazar. Which one of the following is a part of Avignon Quintet? All of these, I guess. Tell us the answer, Ankita.
Here the answer is Sebastian. So the Avignon Quintet, it's a 5-volume series of novels by Lawrence Durrell, published between 1974 and 1985. Here the novels are metafictional and they were followed by the Alexandria Quartet of Durrell. And here, so there are 5 novels. So let me tell you the names of the 5 novels. First novel, Monsieur, then Livia, then Constance, then Sebastian, then Quince. So these are the 5 novels of this quintet.
Guys, Lawrence Durrell wrote Avignon Quintet and Alexandria Quartet. Please look up the names of the works in this quintet and quartet. Arey, itne sare novels likha usne. Arey. Okay, no problem. My YouTube babies will study. Next question.
Okay.
Who calls his novels comic, epic, poem in prose? I know this. Daniel Defoe? No. Lawrence Stern? No. Samuel Richardson? No. Henry Fielding? Yes.
Yes.
It is Henry Fielding who called his Joseph Andrews a comic epic in prose. Okay. Is there another question?
Yes.
What term does Keats use for the Grecian urn? Doctor? Dr. Grecian urn? No. Sociologist? Mr. Sociologist Grecian urn? No. Artists? No. Sylvan historian? Yes.
Yes.
Keats called the Grecian urn a Sylvan historian. Got that right. In Night of the Scorpion, Nizam Ezekiel represents the superstitious attitude of Indian women, Indian boys, Indian peasants, Indian parents. Indian boys. Is it boys, Ankita?
It's Indian peasants.
Peasants.
They were trying to, they thought the woman had got possessed and they were almost trying to ward off the devil. So it shows their superstition and skepticism. Indian peasants.
Yeah, the Indian villagers. Thank you, Ankita. I was thinking it is Indian boys. Okay, next. Who was the first to translate the Mahabharata into English? K.M. Ganguly, Ramnath Kak, Dilip Chitre, Charles Wilkins. I know this one. You two babies, tell me if I'm right. It is K.M. Ganguly. Kisari Mohan Ganguly is the one who translated Mahabharata into English.
Okay.
All About H. Hatter is written by, is it Bhabani Bhattacharya, Anita Desai, G.V. Desani, Manju Kaur. Manju Kaur kaun?
Difficult Daughters. No,
Manju Kapoor, not Kaur. कोई नहीं वो उसने तो नहीं लिखा All About H. Hatter. All About H. Hatter is by G.V. Desani.
Yes.
He also wrote the play Hali. Arey yaar, All About H. Hatter has an introduction by Anthony Burgess. पता नहीं था मुझे. Great going. That's a lot of learning. Is there another question, Ankita?
Okay, but we do have a reminder at the end.
TNTRB exam, if you want to pass, come to Vallath because all Vallath students are going to pass. Ting-ting. Okay, so that's all from me and Ankita. I hope you loved this session. It was amazing questions. We had a lovely discussion. Please join us every night at 9. From Vallath, Team Vallath brings you excellent discussions and materials. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Good night.